get rid of that cough before anybody comes in. Oh, dear. I don't know what I've done wrong here. I think I've been using the something not quite right. I'm not happy with that picture. Try another light. That's probably the best thing. John Paul Glass going, yeah. That's all I'm going to ask. So now I've got a smear, isn't it? Like a smear. Where's that coming from? Oh dear. When I started this, I never realised I'd have lighting trouble and all this sort of thing. Let me just try that again. Make sure I've got nothing there. I knew he was there. Let's point that in. I think it's shining on the wall, isn't it? Is it? I don't know. Anyway, it is what it is. It is what it is. Clap for a background. I knew you were there. That's it. I knew you'd be there. I'm not walking anywhere today, mate. No walking today. I'll tell you what, my ankles are a bit sore from yesterday, about 4 kilometres. No, 6 kilometres. Was that 4.5 miles? I've been out for a week or two. Or just over a week, I think it was. I need to get in training. I've got 18 miles to do on the 2nd of June. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Well, I'll definitely do it. I might have to do it trailing my feet behind me, like, that's the way it is, isn't it? So when I first got these microphones, I had the microphone connected to the thing, but I'm not so sure as I had it connected into the phone when I went live. But I've found out how you do it now. You actually marry the two things together, then plug it into the bottom, then it opens the app, and away you go. But the audio on that thing yesterday sounded good. But one thing I did notice was the picture was a very, very staggery, wasn't it, really? So obviously I wasn't getting enough data up there. Well, I've since found out this phone is dual SIM. So I've just ordered another SIM card on a different network. So we'll have full bars on whatever we do. So I've got one on EE, one on O2. So if you've got a better signal on O2, you go on there. And if you've got a better signal on EE, there's no point in getting anything else, because in this country, Vodafone and O2 are on the same transmitters. And Vodafone and 3 are going to be on the same transmitters. So you've only got EE as a bit of a thing. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was perfect at first. But I think as I went up, I ran out of signal. So I'll just have to, got to get stuck in. Well, I use one in my iPad anyway. So I've just changed that from I had it on a gift card thing, but I just pay for every month on my card. But I've just changed it to EE and put it on a contract. You get it for 12 quid a month for 50 gig. And because my business one's on there, I can shove as much data over as what I want. So if you've already got an EE phone with loads of data and you need another phone for somebody else in your house, that's the way forward. £12 a month. And you can shove as much data over to the second user as you want, as long as you've already got it. So if you're on the one plan, which is unlimited data, you can just keep posting it over, I think. So it's already got 50 gig, but I would think that's enough, to be honest. I mean, you used to do things like data SIMs, didn't they? But they've scrapped all that now. You just get phone. It's the same SIM whether you use the minutes or not. Talisman, how are you doing? Nice to see you. So anybody that's interested, I usually go for a walk, to be really honest, and record walking and post it onto YouTube. If that's your sort of content, do go live a few times a week as well, because that's just become a bit of a thing. It started off as once, and now we've got to about 3. I think we're on 3 this week so far. And I do one on a Thursday night, 11:30 BST. A bit of a chill out one. We seem to get quite a few in there, and the Monday one as well, that seems to get quite a few in. Not as much as it was for a start, but I think we had a bit of luck there. I've just been looking, because my shorts seem to be getting a lot more views. Well, they've actually changed the way they work out the views on shorts on YouTube. Yeah, perfect till I looked into it. I think it was just positioning. Yeah, but what YouTube's changed the way they look at views on shorts. They actually tell you now every time a short's been viewed. They used to have to tell you how long somebody's watched it for. So you could get, I mean, I've had a few this week, 1,400 views, 1,800 views. So it shows you that people are clicking on them. It used to not show you if they didn't stay for a certain amount of time, whereas now it does. Which is all, a bit of a dopamine. People are looking at what you've got. It's a bit like these lives you get when you first start. I'm planning a trip to London this summer. Any tips? Whereabouts are you from? There's the usual sites, I suppose. I'm not in London. I'm sort of in the middle of the UK, down the other side of the Midlands. You're from Turkey. What are you doing? Are you doing sightseeing, or obviously you've got the usual ones: Buckingham Palace, the museums. It's a bit like a fancy a bum. Yes, please. Whereabouts are you? Give us a shout. I'll pop over. If you, it's happening. Yeah, you've got the usual things. If you just get your avoid, there's a tip. Well, no, people like going to London, especially from another country. Well done, Jake. Like that one. I used to try and keep a straight face, but you actually got me. It always makes me laugh when people put that to me. The usual ones, baldy and stuff like that, but you popped in there with that quick one. You've got. No, it's rude. You don't want to know. You're a fine Turkish person. You don't want to know about fancy a bum. What is the one thing you miss about most if you were a monk? I don't know. I don't think I've been there. Going live on YouTube. I couldn't stand anywhere without a data connection nowadays. It drives me insane, to be honest. I've been able to go to a country where you couldn't use your phone. I was watching the White Lotus has got another season. I don't know if anybody watches that, but they went to this retreat and went, "Oh, you put your phones in a bag and we put them in the safe." Like, oh no, none of that. If I ain't got a data connection, I ain't going out there. Check out, see if we've got Wi-Fi. Glad to make me smile. More than welcome, Jay. Yeah, it does. Makes me laugh. Some people are really offended when people pop in and put stuff like that. I just make me laugh, to be honest. It's the sort of thing I'd say to somebody, not on the internet, but in real life. Yeah, Buckingham Palace. I think I always think the London Eye is a pretty good thing to look at. I'm not bothered about going on it. But if you can get up to Alexandra Palace and spin round there with a camera, that is a beautiful view of London. I was just stood in the car park. I've got a photograph somewhere, shows you all Canary Wharf and all across there. I'm big into views rather than, I like to walk to, go to the top of a hill and turn around and just get that poof when you see it. We were doing a live stream yesterday and went up, some just trees, just grass and trees. And it was beautiful. But another thing, I'm going to go back and do that one again. I'm going to try that one again and see how we get on. Do it in 4K, 60 frames per second. I was going to go today, but it's a bit murky. And I thought, well, it won't be the same sort of thing. But it might, just in that area, just there, I don't think there's any phone signal or anything, so you won't be any good going back. Somebody's just subbed. Who we got? Rajesh, thank you for subscribing. That's lovely of you. So that's another one. So if you would like to hang about and subscribe, and if you could hit the thumbs up. I don't want to beg, but small channels is a big pit that you're in, and getting out of them in the correct way is very, very difficult. There's not a lot of people watching what you want to go, what you're putting on, should I say. I mean, you spend hours doing a video and you watch it and 30 people watch it, but then you think, well, there's only 200 people subscribed, so that's not a bad average. I used to reckon, even if you're a massive creator and you get 10% views on your videos, then that's as good as you're ever going to get. And it's quite often to watch somebody with 300,000-400,000 subscribers and they're doing a live stream and there'll be 200. Or should I say 300, 300 or 400,000 subscribers. Is that what I said? I can't remember if I said it or not. And there'll be 200 or 300 in the chat. I mean, you expect, I think what happens with subscribers, if you're a channel that's been going a long time, they tend to remain subscribed, probably never open YouTube as an app again ever in their life. And you know, you've got them counting as a subscriber, haven't you, really? I didn't think there was something right there. It just didn't look right. These shirts are from a company called Big Dude. If you're in the UK and you're fairly large and you want some reasonable quality stuff for not much money, have a look at Big Dude. A lot better than Giacomo and stuff like that. They just wear out real quick. I ordered 2 more the other day. Like, they come up, oh, these are on sale. Do you fancy them? I thought, yeah, I do. I want them for my holidays. Right, have I got it on the right setting? I was chatting to you yesterday and I thought nobody's talking anymore. And then I flicked the chat and there was a load more people there I didn't know about. So, fancy a bum. Oh dear. Yeah, Trafalgar Square, that's pretty cool. I've been out the back of Harrods, but I've never been inside it, I don't think. But that'd be worth going in there just to see what you can't afford. Depends what you're at. It's like a Monopoly board, really. If you just look at the English Monopoly board and the ones with the most expensive bits on them, if you go and see that, it'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? My wife went and watched the fireworks, not this last year, the one before, on New Year's Eve. So it was amazing. I didn't realise you had to buy tickets for it. Lee Mix Official, how you doing? Thanks for the wave. Fly Mix, hello, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Sorry, I'm just finishing the rest of my dinner. We got some chicken goujons last night, shoved them in a wrap. And after the million pieces of chicken from the KFC that I had on, what would it be, Sunday, it wasn't really tweaking my interest. Anyway, they were quite nice. I think I'm over chicken this week. I've got plans next week. Hopefully the weather's going to be all right. Apparently it's going to be really good. I think we're going out 2 days next week because Suze wants to go for a walk with me. So that'll be better. Get two of us on there. They'll watch just for her. We should have 1 million subscribers by the time we're finished. I've still yet to walk the Humber Bridge. I've got a bit planned going to Cleethorpes, but I'm going to do Humberston End instead of the full Cleethorpes bit. I think John's going to come with me for that, maybe. There's a bank holiday week on Monday, and I don't tend to not go anywhere on a bank holiday because you just can't get anywhere and you can't get back, can you? It's just a queue all over the place. But I'm really, really impressed with these. I've spent a fortune on microphones over the years, and this just seems to work perfect. The wing guards are really, really good as well. They're really difficult to fit, but they work really well. I noticed because it was got quite blowy in the end, and you didn't really hear it on the thing. So I'm just a bit let down by that sort of picture. There's plenty to do in London. It's just to be honest, if you live in this country, it's the last place you go to, isn't it, really? But did I tell you Sue was in Edinburgh the other week? She went up just for lunch. The French exchange student that used to take my daughters when she was a nipper, she's now a grown adult. And she was staying in Edinburgh for a few days. So they jumped on a train and went up there just for lunch and then come back again. I've never done that, though. I've been to, I worked in Forth for about 3 months years ago, but Scotland's a beautiful country, especially with the snow on the mountains. But I've not been back since, to be honest, and that's 30 years ago. Well, it is too busy. And the other thing is, I don't think I'd want to walk around with a phone doing live streams in London, because chances are by the time you got to the other side, you wouldn't have one, would you? That's the thing. Yeah. Sue said it was nice, but it was last Wednesday and it chucked it down. She said it rained all day. She says to me, I said, oh, what you got there? She said, I've got a pair of new shoes. I said, what you got them for? She says, to go to Edinburgh in. I said, new shoes and Edinburgh don't really go into the same sentence. Well, I think they'll look really nice to go with these trousers. I said, they will do when your feet are about, throbbing and, so you don't take new shoes on a day out to walk. I said, you want to get your comfy old ones and get them shoved on. Anyway, when I got up in the morning, she'd already gone. And they were still there, these new ones. And I said, "What did you go?" And she said, "I went to my trainers." So don't blame you. It's one thing with this, you get a lot of people coming through. We've had 16 in, we've had 10 in, now we're back down to 8. We've had 2, we've had 4, it's quite busy. It's just good to see it. If you do it in the horizontal mode, you don't get the amount of people coming as what you do by doing it this way. I'm just going to stay half an hour today, and obviously this is just to keep us going, raise the profile, try and get a few more subscribers, trying to get the channel going a bit, because it's only a small channel. So if you've popped in and you like what you see, why not hit the subscribe? There's one thing what you can't see on the YouTube Studio in your phone is how many dislikes you get for your shorts, and there is quite a few. You'll get 1,800 people like your short and 3 that don't, and you wonder why they don't. You think, how come 1,800 people liked it and 3 people didn't? Whether they just go around and get. Hello, sir. I'm from India. Tanmoy Sarka. How you doing? I'm from the middle of England. Nice to see you. Are you doing well? But it's warmer than what it is here. It's not very warm today at all. 18, is it? Yeah, we're on 15 again now. It just keeps going up and down. If you do it on the studio on a computer, you can never tell how many's in, so you can sit there and talk to yourself for an hour and never even know. But only the fact that the chat's quiet, which gets a bit difficult when that happens. The other thing was, I noticed yesterday, I got the phone too low in the gimbal, so it kept showing the gimbal off. So, anyway, it wasn't bad to start on. It's about more or less well, I had a little go, didn't I, the other week at Mablethorpe, but that was this gimbal and it's fixed. The only thing is with that, as you were walking, you sort of got this, whereas that one, it's not too bad because it does it itself. But I'm going to carry on doing them. I quite enjoyed that. You're good. Yeah, spot on. Yeah. I'm just working a couple of hours. Well, working just over an hour. Just thought I'd do a quick live before I went out. Quick half an hour live. I've got used to going live pretty often now on here. The one thing I do like is you get people in different countries, and it's really interesting to find out what people are up to around the world. Whereas if you do it in the horizontal mode, it just seems to stick to the ones that you're already subscribed to. You don't get many people coming through. Whereas this one, it's sort of live and people are popping in and saying hello. It's good to do. I enjoy it. I like it when it's quick as well. We did one the other week and got recommended by a massive channel. So in total, over 600 people came through. And that must have been like being famous. The chat was going that fast. Did a job to answer all of them. When I looked back and looked at the chat, I missed a load of questions. I actually think most of them were rude. So people do. So I've uploaded on a Friday. I've got one uploaded already for Friday night, which is a nature reserve walk. There's quite a few on the channel, on the videos. If you go on the videos tab, click on there if you're interested in people walking about. I've sort of changed it a little bit now. I sort of realised that putting an hour video up of somebody walking about probably isn't going to promote people to watch it all. And a lot to do with the algorithm on here is, they need to sort of get somewhere near the end. So if they're only watching 10 minutes of an hour video, it's showing the YouTube algorithm that the video wasn't very good. So if you do a 15-minute one in this day for 10, 15 minutes, it shows up better. And it's a lot easier to make and it's a lot more interesting. You just end up cutting loads out, really, to be honest, to get the highlights of it. That one yesterday, if I'd have done that on a camera, that would have been a lot more interesting vlog, because I was walking down Woodsides and there's bluebells in there. And I was surprised where I ended up, though. It's a road I've been down to on the way to my daughter's. You come out of here, turn right, and you just keep going, and you sort of go up a hill around the corner. And that's more or less where I was, which is a long way away from here. Please feel free to type in the chat if I can spit it out, and I'll say hello back to you. Just having a cup of tea. Whereabouts are you from, everyone? What you up to? I've been watching a lady on YouTube. She's gone back to Benidorm. She lived there a few years ago, and she's just gone back. And she's got herself going pretty quick, but obviously she's a female. And I definitely think if you're, if I was a 25-year-old stunning blonde, I definitely think there'd be a lot more people interested in watching what I do. Let me just turn around here. These are dining chairs, and they're all right, but they're not long before they come a bit bonish, to be honest. Make sure I ain't missed anybody. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guide your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. The UK sucks. Whereabouts? Have you been to all of it? I missed one there. Hang on. I've been in the wrong thing, I think. Let's have a look. The UK sucks. Elijah Young, the UK sucks. Whereabouts have you been to? Have you been to absolutely all of it? Or is it just one particular part? Or have you never been and you've seen it on the YouTube? Have you seen it on GB News? I've got to sort of agree with you. There are parts of it where it's a bit rough. But whereabouts do you live? Or did you just pop in and put a rude thing and then leave? There's no debate. There's no debate. Have you added anything to the country? That's the thing. We get a lot around here that don't put anything in and then complain there is nothing. I want to do... Hang on a minute. Oh, you're doing that, yeah. Is this rude? Oh, I want to do you like Hobby Buchanan so bad. I will do you just like one episode he did to the Jamaican girl. It was a work of art. I want to do you like Hobby Buchanan. Oh, right, thanks. Oh, in Maine. What, Bangor, Maine? I've not been to Maine. Alkinazi. You. I've got somebody who wants to do me here. It's been a while since anybody's ever wanted to do me, I can assure you. Perhaps if, I might prefer a lady. If you want to say you are beautiful in Hindi, say, no, I'm not saying that. I'm going to put that through Google Translate before I say that to anybody. Because it might be a big FU or something like that. As then we walking around going, app, gonna do who? And I get a punch in the face from a woman. Yeah, the UK was much better 10 years ago. Yeah, you're right. You're right, exactly. I don't know what the root cause of it all. Obviously, you've got a second. We're going to build the wall up taller than this. I don't know what happened. Obviously, you've got the next generation of kids, and and discipline's different with children nowadays. And there's not as much employment about, and people can make $4,000 a week selling it. Selling gear and stuff like that. And as soon as you get drugs into a society, it drops down. Fathers having children, and then I don't think it sold it away. I think it gave it away. Definitely didn't sell it away. I think that the way it seems to work is if you just tell our government that you're offended or you're you're being prejudiced against or something like that, then they seem to take your side rather than somebody that's not doing anything wrong. I don't think it sold it. I went to give it away. 20 people as soon as you start talking about it. Mick's official. How are you doing? Don't you think the last government in the US did that though? Sold Anger. I don't think he sold it. Demon 25. You need to stop doing that because that's just not nice, really. dear. You need to have 5 minutes to think about yourself. Yeah, I don't know about. I mean, like now, when Trump first got in, I was sort of listening to what he was saying, and I thought, well, that might not be such a bad thing in this country, but I don't think it's. You can't just do what he was doing. I suppose I'd rather talk about politics because I don't know enough about them. I used to like the US. I've been 6 times. I went to Vegas, been to Chicago, and I've been to Florida 4 times, and I like it. One thing I like about America is the Americans aren't scared to strap a V8 to anything and go like the bloody blazes down a massive road on it. I think that's a pretty cool thing. But I genuinely like the US. I like the food, especially if you get down in the Gulf states of Florida. The food is really beautiful. The shrimp and the stuff like that, gorgeous. The beautiful beaches as well. I went down to Clearwater, went down to St. Pete's. I actually bought some sunglasses once when I was there. And then I went back to Fuse Lenses. If you want some, here's the one for you. To be fair enough, most of our government know nothing about politics either. Yeah, that's right. It's definitely politics. I think it's more back scratching, isn't it? I was listening to a bloke yesterday because obviously that tobacco bill came up, didn't it? So you've got these people going, we must keep tobacco and vapes away from our children. We don't want them poisoning. And then a guy stood up. He went, "Well, I'm worried about the cigars." He said, "I smoke handmade cigars, and I don't think they should be put into this bill at all." So vapes that are harmless and the burning tobacco thing, as far as he was concerned, there's no way ever should you put those cigars in there. He said, there's only a few people that smoke them. They never even get into the thing. At some point, treat yourself to Alaska. It's incredible. I don't know if I'm going to make it now. I've got to nearly 60. I don't think I'm going to make it now, but it does look beautiful. I've not been. And Vegas was nice, but it's a theme park for kids, isn't it? I was looking the other day and they were making out that nobody's going to Vegas. But I think when I saw a receipt for a vodka shot 2 years ago, and it was $10 a shot for a shot of vodka. And you think, well, that's not, people are just going to just not bother, aren't they? You think, I'm not going to Vegas to try and drink that. But I think with the US, you tend to earn more dollars than we do pounds, and the exchange rate is now not good for us. So it makes it a very, very expensive place to come to. I went and bought a lettuce in, I can't think of the name of the shop now, in Florida, and it was 3 times the price of what it would have been here. You get one here for £1, and I think it was ridiculous. And Publix, that's where it was, but I don't think Publix is a cheap shop anyway, is it? Ooh. Why do you always bang into things when you get older? 18 people. Hello to all of you. Thank you very much for being there. If you're enjoying what you see, why not stay for a while? Gambling Vegas, alcohol free. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it is definitely we stayed in the Luxor when we were in Vegas, and I was gambling one night, and I was there for 2 hours. Came off $150 up with wobbly knees because I've been drinking free vodka. Yeah, it is pricey. Yeah. But I tell you what, it's beautiful, isn't it? The food what comes out there is so fresh and beautiful. It was just up the road from us. We were on a villa estate in Kissimmee, just outside Kissimmee. I'm trying to think of the name of the place. Begins with a D. We went to 2 places. What do they call it? Somewhat wood, I can't think. And we stayed there, and it was just up the road, so it was easy. Rather than going to the middle of Orlando. I mean, you go into the middle of Orlando, you can go in and all you can eat, can't you, for about $25, and you could eat that much, explode. We went for breakfast once, and we're like, well, we'll not have much. and then you see all the stuff that's available, and you just keep going back and getting some more and getting some more. And we were even eating strawberries dipped in a chocolate fountain at 8 o'clock in the morning in the end. But we didn't, because I mean, some of the food in the parks is not amazing, is it? We went in the Disney one day and we paid an absolute fortune for cold fries and an indigestion hot dog. It wasn't good at all. But the time before when we went, the time before that, we first went in 2004, then we went back in 2006, then we went back in 2016, and then back in 2019 with the grandkids. I think it was the 2004 one where we were in the exchange rate was so good, it was nearly $2 to the pound, so everything was half price. We were in Universal Studios. I had a Caesar salad in there, just a nice Caesar salad for lunch, and it cost nothing. It was beautiful. But the next time we went back, things had changed. Well, not the next time, but the next time after that. How's Anne? How are you doing? Hi, how are you, dear? I'm very well, thank you, dear. How are you? In fact, I'm fabulous. I stopped drinking 5 months ago. I'm not going to go on about it, but I actually stopped drinking 5 months ago. And Thursday mornings were always an absolute nightmare. I'd be sitting here ill, and now I don't do it anymore. It's fantastic. You're also fine. I'm from England, from the UK, in the middle, just at the bottom end of the middle. Hello, JT. How are you doing? Hi, everyone. I'm new here. You're from Australia. Whereabouts in Australia are you from? Anybody that's interested, I keep saying it because small channels are very difficult to build. And if you're interested in anything that's going on, why not subscribe? Also, if you could be kind enough to hit the thumbs up, it actually gets us up the algorithm. Azan from Pakistan. Never been there. Is it warm there all the time, or is it just really hot in the summer and then cold in the winter? Ooh, see if I can find out where my daughter went in Australia. I'll tell you in a minute. I don't remember her name. Where does she live? Singleton, Western Australia. My daughter went there last year. She went out there for 2 weeks because a friend lives there. That's why I was looking. It's just like London. All right. Let's have a look. Hello, old chap. The Real Bold Keyboard 979. That's a fair old thing. You won't be able to hack your back though, would you? In a chat with that. What's just like London? Sydney. I'm getting mixed up. London's mad busy. I suppose Manchester's the same. Every time I seem to get to Manchester nowadays, it's usually dark and raining. And I think you just get a bit older and you can't be bothered to go to places like that, to drive around in masses and masses of traffic and get lost. Oh, Pakistan, sorry. I don't know. I've not been. I presume you're having a dig. I just realised what you're doing. I think Birmingham's more like Pakistan. And Leeds. There's loads of people in Leeds, isn't there? We've got a lot of Nigerians that's moved here. We've come across to work in the care industry because apparently all these people that couldn't get a job didn't want to work there, so they did that. There's a lot of all sorts of. I mean, we had a lot of Polish here because they came across. We've got a lot of, they come across to do a lot of farm jobs, fruit picking and stuff like that. And there's quite a few places around here that grow strawberries and in the season, and greenhouses and stuff like that. So they came across to do that, but a lot of them have gone back because they said it's just as easy to make a living now in Poland. So they all dipped out, but apparently they're entitled to a pension because they're paid in their national insurance, so they're entitled to take the pension with them. And rightly so, because I mean we can move to Spain and take that with us, can't we? If you paid in, you paid in. But they were good people. I mean, Nigerians, when they first came, they can be a little bit harsh, or the way they speak can be a bit harsh. And I think we're a bit stiff upper lip sometimes. And so you soon get annoyed with them. But in actual fact, it's just the front. And when you break them down, they're just the same as all of us, aren't they? They're just people. And and they sort of realise that what we do, and they mellow down a bit, and everything's lovely. But it seems strange how they can come from Nigeria and get a job straight away, and the people that live here couldn't get a job straight away, because when you work out how much some people actually get to not have a job, is I'm not talking about the people who are ill. I'm talking about the people who are not ill. They can not get a job and earn money than what they would be able to if they got a job. I mean, I don't. I'm self-employed and I've been for years. But rather than saving up twice a year now to go on holiday and spend all my money that way, I'd rather spend a little bit more time in my house and just go once, or that type of thing. Because it just got a bit ridiculous. You were always saving up to go away, working hard, working harder, and working harder, just for that 4 weeks of the year, but the rest of the time you were flat out and worn out. I can't remember and enjoy it. Anyway, been here 36 minutes. I said I was only going to stay for 30. So I better clear off and go and Uber the cab out, ready for get some money made. Thank you very much. Hope you're going to stay about. Thanks very much for popping in. Hello, old chap. I don't know anybody that talks like that, actually. Thanks ever so much for popping in. And so if you can give us a thumbs up on the way out, I'd really appreciate it. Catch you all soon. Or catch you later, actually, because I've got one at 11:30. Bye-bye.